I'm Stephanie Garrett. I'm going to be kind of reading a little bit too because I'm not a huge public speaker, so I'm really informal, but it's cool. I'm from Logan, Utah. I'm 25 years old, and oh, by the way, we're just putting pictures up just so you have something to look at, while I talk. So I've been married for 4 years, and I have LGMD type 2B. So when I first started having symptoms, I was about 16, 17 years old, just in high school, and I was really active in athletics. I did dancing, I did cheerleading, tumbling, volleyball, and I never would have found out something was off so soon if it weren't for my parents, watching me like they do. So most teenagers are still growing and need that extra sleep at night. And I was sleeping like the full 8 hours, and then I would come home from school and I would sleep for 4 hours. I'd have a 4-hour nap every single day, and I was just exhausted. And I remember my mom just saying, there is something wrong. This is not right. Most teenagers, they're tired, but they're not this tired, right? And so that kind of had us start into figuring out, or going to the doctor and trying to see what was wrong. And at first we thought that I had mono, and if only it were that simple, we could just say, oh yeah, here you go, this is what you have. It wasn't that, and so we kept researching and doing tests, and at that time I turned into the local lab rat. I remember telling my mom, I'm a lab rat. They're doing so many tests on me. It's like, here you go, here I am. But they did countless blood tests. They did a super painful neurology test where it felt like they were electrocuting my muscles. I don't know if some of you guys have done that. Not fun. And then they did a liver biopsy because my liver enzymes were super high. And they did a sample of that, came back fine. Then they did some more blood tests and saw that my muscle enzymes were even more elevated. And so that led to a muscle biopsy. The unsurety was just so nerve-wracking. The stress alone sent me into deep depression and a lot of anxiety attacks. I remember thinking, just what is wrong with me? It just took so long to figure out what it was, and it wasn't simple oh, you have a cold or you have, this. It was just so stressful not to know what was going on. And I remember thinking, am I dying? It was that scary to me. And I was just, I'm not that much older now. It was almost maybe 10 years ago, but still scary for a teenager. So when I was about to give up completely, the results came back from the muscle biopsy. I was so relieved to find out that I wasn't dying. And now I can put a name to this disorder. As a teenager, it's not exactly the kind of news you want to hear, but I remember having just tears of joy because I knew I didn't have to go through any more testing and surgeries, and I didn't have to wonder anymore. Now the research and questions began to arise. So what the heck is LGMD type 2B? So how fast are my muscles going to deteriorate? What's the timeline there? And will someone still want to marry me? These are real questions that I had. Am I going to be able to have kids? I was really scared. So they were legitimate worries that I had. And researching had led me to the Jane Foundation, which has truly changed my life. It was the beginning to new friendships, support, education. I've learned so much more about this just from coming to these conferences. They've only had the 2 that I know of, but they've been great, and I think you guys know what I mean. And now we've got a family of 2 beers and Mayoshi. I don't know how to say that. I'm sorry, but you guys too. So I guess that's kind of both of us, but yeah. Shortly after I was diagnosed, my younger sister was showing similar symptoms and even more visible ones that I hadn't experienced yet. She too was diagnosed with 2B. She became very sad about the outcome, and that's when I knew I had to be a good example for her. Courtney is a bright, fun, enthusiastic, happy person, and I didn't want this to change who she was. So this is this is where I hope to inspire to inspire all of you. Attitude trumps disability. Attitude is everything. Others see the real you, not your disability, when you have a good attitude about it. Don't get me wrong, some days are so hard. We all we're humans. We have those hard days, and we deserve them just as much as our good days. What my specialist told me when I was just kind of brand new in this journey, he said, do what you can while you can without pushing your body too hard. Okay, how do I do that? So it takes time to figure out, but with everything that life throws at you, you just kind of have to adapt and evolve. But you can still live your life. My handsome prince found me. As you can see in our pictures in here, we were married for 10 months after we dated, and muscular dystrophy wasn't a deal breaker for him, which I'm grateful for, and it's just another way of life. So one of the happiest and scariest days of my life was when I found out I was pregnant with the twins, like Sarah said. That was crazy. I still don't know how we do it, but we do. And they are just so much fun. I was so excited to become a mommy, but so nervous at the same time that my body wouldn't be able to handle it. I decided to do what I did every day and just take it one day at a time, because that's all we really can do, and be happy. I was able to carry our babies for 33 weeks, and I had a C-section on April 30th of 2012. They came super early, but were happy, healthy, and beautiful babies. I didn't think it was possible, but I did it, and I'm very proud of myself for that. We were lucky enough to have one boy and one girl at once. My life was instantly flipped upside down in a good way, and yeah, I thought I was tired then, so a little bit different now. My support system is everything to me. My sweet husband from the beginning has been the most selfless man I've ever met, loving me unconditionally, helping me raise our littles, supporting me in starting my own salon are just a few things he's done. Our parents, siblings, friends, neighbors have also helped me more than a couple times. Where I am from, we believe we have one life to live, so why not be happy and make the most of it? Muscular dystrophy does not define me. It's not denial either. It's rising above it and being grateful for the life that you do have. I never knew how strong I was until I had muscular dystrophy, and I think a lot of you guys can kind of relate to that. I had goals in my life. I wanted to be a licensed cosmetologist, and I did that. I got married. I had my kiddos. To own my own business, I own my own salon. I know it shows on there, Lash Studio. And just to live my life as happiest as I could and the best I could. I refuse to let the disorder stop me from living my life. I know I'm not as progressed as a lot of you are here, but the way that you have carried yourselves is an inspiration to me, and it doesn't scare me as much as it used to, because I can see that you guys still live such positive lives, and you're great people. So thank you. I hope that if you can take anything away from today, it would be to live your life, set personal goals, have hope for the future. Don't let MD define you, but rather you define MD. Make people wish they had it because you're so awesome, right? But I'm so happy to be among such incredible people, and thank you for letting me speak to you guys today.